Hare Krishna. So today is very auspicious day. Today is Makar Sankranti. So all related to Sanatana Dharma. Around the world people are celebrating this day as Makar Sankranti. So today is the auspicious day. Like yesterday I was telling, this is the day where these demigods, they start their activities. Our 6 months is equivalent to 12 hours of the demigods. The sun, when moves 6 months, 12 hours of the demigods over. So on the Makar Sankranti day, the demigods, that day, like our 12 hours day and night, same way the demigods, they have 12 hours night and day. So on Makar Sankranti day, their day starts. So when day starts, their activity starts. That's why this day, the day is for the charity. Punya. The day of demigods should be celebrated as a Punya day. All activities should be very pious. That's why most of our celebration we celebrate is the day of demigods, day of the Lord. So that's why we are doing all pious activities. In our Sanatana Dharma, there is no any days to do something impious. Especially today, that's why charity. So, and who does the charity? Those person who does the charity, they could go to the higher planet. That's why in Bhagavad Gita it mentioned. Chene pure vrit lokam visanti, tetam bhuktva swarga lokam visalam. Chene pure vrit lokam visanti. Evam trei dharmam anuprapanna gata gatam kama kama bhavante. If you want to go the higher planet, you have to do these 3 types of activities. Dharma, Artha and Kama. You have to do the Dharma. So, without Dharma, if you are doing the Artha, you are getting the Artha, that is impious. Without Dharma, if you fulfilling any Kama, any desire, that is a sinful. That's why first is Dharma. If you want to get the Artha, you must do the Dharma. If you want to fulfill your material desire, you must do the Dharma. You have to relate with the Dharma. That's why all our Sanatana Dharma, the teachings are there. You want to fulfill your material desire, you must do the Dharma. If you want to make the money, you must do the as religious principle. You can make the money, but as per religious principle. So that is today the demigods day. That's why on Makar Sankranti, most of the people they could go to on the bank of Ganga, Yamuna, and they do a lot of charity. From today, Kumbh started. Kumbh Mela, Magh Mela start from today. So many people they go to on the Ganga, and the bank of Ganga they stay 1 month. That is called Kalap Pass. They do too much austerity and doing a lot of charity and penances. So when you celebrate Demigods Day, then you go to upper plane. When you celebrate the demoniac day, you go lower plane. You go to hellish plane. So most of the people nowadays celebrating the day like New Year Day, New Year party. New Year party, when you listen, the New Year party means must be there is something wrong. When somebody says there is New Year party, so means what? Must be there is a drink is there, maybe some other activities going to be involved. So all those are abominable activities. By celebrating those days, we must go in heaven. So most of nowadays celebration, which is anointed with the Western culture, is full of sinful activities, abominable activities, and person who celebrate those activities, those days, they will go in heaven. But these our Sanatan Dharma, all the days is connected to the demigods and Supreme Personality of God. All that demigods are seven. There is no any activities, any celebration there, especially in Sanatan Dharma. No single opinion where there is some abominable activities going on, sinful. But there is many religious organizations there. In the name of celebration, they are doing so many sinful activities. They are slaughtering even the New Year and Christmas Day. I have heard many people, they eat meat. They slaughter millions of trillions of the innocent animals. So means where they will go? They go up and they go down. What is that celebration? What is that celebration? So there is no single festival in Sanatan Dharma is there which encourage to do some sinful activity. But now because most of the people of the world, even so-called Hindus, they also influenced by the Western culture. That's why in the Diwali day, they are doing some sin. Their holy day, they are doing sin. So many other festivals like this Navratri, they are doing sin. Shivratri, they are doing sin. All festivals, they are doing some sinful activity. But in our festival, there is no sin. All very pious activities like Navratri. Navratri people should be fast, do a lot of austerity and penances. Is there? There is no sinful activities. There is no sinful activity. But people, because of the influence by Western culture, they now introducing some sinful act like Diwali. Why we celebrate Diwali? We are celebrating Diwali because of the Lord Rama. They came from after a long time, 14 years. The 14 years was for the Avodhyavasi who was very dear to Lord Rama. They were loving Lord Rama without him even they were not even was ready to leave even one day one breath, they were not wanted to take even one breath. So 14 years were very long time for them. And Lord Rama was coming. And that was the agreement with the Bharat Maharaj and the Lord Rama. Okay, no problem. I will take care of the Awadhya because you are ordering me. So I will take care. But even one moment, if you become late because you want to fulfill the dharma, the order of the father. So, but if you become 1 minute late, one chana, even if you become late to come back to Awadhya, you will not find me. That was agreement between the Lord Rama and Bharat. Lord Rama said, no, I will come back. I promise you to come back. So he did that. He did. So all the celebration, Diwali day, now our Hindus, what celebrating on the Diwali day? They are doing the jua, gambling, they are eating meat, they are drinking. So where they will go? They go to the Lord Rama by celebrating those things. They will go in hell. So there is no even single festival in Hindu Dharma, in Sanatana Dharma, which influence, which is involved with any sinful activities. But because of Western influence, people are, even all these very most pious days, they are doing most sinful activities. And nobody are aware with this. They just keep on doing, and nobody is ready to stop all those things. Tell them this is not Sanatana Dharma, this is not Hindu Dharma. The same way as today is Makar Sankranti, that this is also day of demigod. So we must do that something in which by doing that we can go to the upper planet, to the demigods. No one can go to the demigod loke away. By not without any doing this pious activity. You have to do the pious, most pious activity. When our life is totally involved in doing only pious activity, then the person can go to the demigods loke. It's not easy. By worshipping, by offering something to the demigod, you will go to the demigods. No. You have to become very pious. Demigods will not accepting any offering which is not very pious and clean, pavitra. Because demigods, they are most pavitra people, holy people. They are holy, they are pavitra, pious. So how they can accept something you offer them impious? Not possible. So that's why today people doing so many charity and austerity, both charity and austerity. Bhagavad Gita says, yajna dana tapah karma na tejam karma evatar. Yajna dana tapah karma bhavanani manichana. These activities actually purified even the manichana, even who is already purified. It will purify the purified person. So that's why the charity is very important. The charity is makes the person, when you do some charity, so means you are doing something hard work, you're offering someone. ये दान करना एक आसान बात नहीं है. आपने मेहनत किया है, सो मेहनत किया है, लेकिन you are not to want to enjoy those fruits. That is the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. आप कर्म करो, मेहनत करो, लेकिन आपका अधिकार नहीं कि आप उसको enjoy, in spirit of enjoyment you are doing those things. कर्म करो, लेकिन आप वो spirit मत रखो to sense enjoyment. That is the beginning, stone in devotional service. Stepping stone in devotional service. कि त्याग होना चाहिए. आपने काम किया, बहुत एक्यूरेट किया, सब कुछ है, लेकिन इसको हमें निस्वार्थ रूप से इसको हमें अच्छे काम में लगा देना. तो ये हमारा पहला भक्ति का बिगिनिंग होता है. beginning होता है. After that, then slowly we can giving up and everything, then we surrender to Krishna. It's not easy. Not easy. So that's why all these are festivals are there, the day are there to purify us. These days we celebrate to purify ourselves by doing charity, by doing pious activities, austerity and penance. Then we become purified, then we become qualified to go upper planetary system. Our mind and senses all become purified by doing this. Then, by mercy of demigods, then sometimes we become devotee of the Lord. If not, then we go to the upper planet to serve the Lord. And also same time, we whatever we have material desire, that material desire also fulfilled as per religious principle. So Lord is very compassionate to everyone. He's not just forcing. Now we will be giving up everything. We stop everything. Just you surrender to me. No, he slowly. He gives the lesson to everyone. Whatever you are doing, you should do in proper way, prescribed way. Then same time you can fulfill your material desire. Then slowly we become free from all material desire. Then ultimately we surrender to the Lord. That is the process. So today we are reading this Bhagavad Gita, verse number 73. It also is based on same things. The Bhagavad Gita, this verse is the result of listening Bhagavad Gita. Somebody can ask, what is the result of listening the Bhagavad Gita, reading the Bhagavad Gita? This verse is explaining the result. What we get after reading the Bhagavad Gita, after listening the Bhagavad Gita from the mouth of Arjuna. Because entire Bhagavad Gita now almost completed. So Lord asked to him in last verse, in 72, कश्चित् एतत् श्रुतं पार्थ त्वया अग्रेण चेतसा कश्चित् अज्ञान सम्मोह प्रणष्टे धनंजय. O son of Partha, O conqueror of wealth, have you heard this with an attentive mind? And are your ignorance and illusion now dispelled? So Lord asked, whatever I explained, whatever your questions was there, because he asked so many questions, whatever your doubts were there, all is gone, dispelled. Now you are satisfied. If you are not satisfied, then ask some question, then I will make you satisfied. So this Bhagavad Gita, the teaching of Bhagavad Gita is not the force like other religious group. They force, you must follow this. This is the way, there is no other way. Lord is not saying like this. This is because Bhagavad Gita teaching is for the all living entity, and the all living entity is the part and parcel of Krishna. So Krishna is not forcing. Force is not applicable in loving relation. In loving relation there is no force. No one can love someone with force. Not possible. That's why Lord saying, okay, whatever your doubt was there, whatever your questions were there, now all is clear. If it is not clear, then you ask, then let me make you clear. So this is a very higher teachings, not something very higher class teaching. There is no force. There is a freedom given to us. Freedom given to us. So that's why when we come in the temple, in beginning what we do? We supposed to start sitting and listening. When you listen, then slowly our doubts and confusion become clear. then we become surrendered to Krishna. That is the process. That is the process for the loving relation. When any material world, same thing is there. Same thing there. When somebody loves someone, then it start beginning. Slowly, sitting and talking. After talking, then step by step, we go ahead, one step. Then after some time we find, oh, this is a suitable person to love. This is my proper, this is the object for my love. So they surrender. They surrender. The same way this. When we start emotional service, first we start from listening. When we come and listen from the Lord and His devotee, then slowly, it's not going to just one day just leave everything or come. No. You listen. And listen and clear your doubts. And then you establish your loving relation with the Lord. That is the process. So Lord has given full freedom to everyone. Full freedom to everyone. That's why Srila Prabhupada saying we have made this temple around the world to give the chance to the people to come and listen about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they can be engaged in His service after when they are convinced. So this is the opportunity to give them chance to making this is the purpose behind this. So start from the Shravanam. That is start first listening. So anyone in this material world, when they start loving each other, then what they do? They start to listen each other. Something without listening something. They are slowly, they are not lover, they are just saying they are my friend. They are friend. They start talking each other as a friend. Then friend is then listening. If you don't listen any friend, if saying anything, you say no, I don't listen. Then any loving relation will come. When you don't want to listen, then how you can surrender? How you can love? So start from listening. When you listen each other, then slowly you become close. And then you establish your relation. Loving. Same way in this Bhagavad Gita, you first you listen. When listen from the Lord, that's why Bhagavad Gita is a Bhagavan Vacha. Bhagavan saying. So saying then you listen. When you listen, then you develop, oh, very good. After that, then you have some doubt, you have some questions, then you ask. When you doubt and questions are there, when you ask, then slowly, after listening, you become clear. So Lord, that's why I say, you just not surrender like this, you have to surrender. You surrender to me, but with full surrender, with full attention, full mansa vacha karmana, from the mind, from the vani, or from your activity. Everything, not just man giving someone else, karma giving someone else, and vachan giving someone else. No, it's not like everything. If you want to come to me, you surrender fully, you surrender to me. So, mansa vacha karmana. How we become surrender? When we become totally convinced. How we can surrender to someone? When we become totally convinced. Then we surrender. So that's why this verse is very important verse. Here, Lord, He asked, I have explained you everything. I tried to clear all your doubt. I tried to answer all your questions. Now, if you have not understood this, if you have listened attentively, then still you have some doubt, some confusion, please ask me. So now Arjuna is saying, Nashto moha smridulabdha tvad prasadan mayachu isato asmi gata sandeha karise vachanam tava. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, O infallible one, my religion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and I am prepared to act according to your instructions. So this is a perfect teacher and perfect disciple. Teacher given full freedom to the disciple, and disciple is very totally surrendered to teacher. This is when they are saying the perfect teacher, perfect disciple, then something will come wonderful. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita teaching is very wonderful. Very wonderful. When you listen nicely Bhagavad Gita, the things become wonderful. What things become wonderful? You become pure devotee of the Lord. That is the result of listening the Bhagavad Gita. If somebody is by listening, by reading the Bhagavad Gita, if they not become the devotee of Krishna, Suddha Bhakt, they not become pure devotee of Krishna, means they have not listened attentively, their doubt is not clear, their illusion is not clear. They are still confused, still they will wander in this material world. The result of listening the Bhagavad Gita attentively means we become pure devotee of Krishna. We surrender ourselves to Krishna. So that's why we can know there is so many institutions, so many people are there, they claim they are follower of Bhagavad Gita, they read the Bhagavad Gita, but they don't accept Lord Krishna. They don't surrender to Lord Krishna. They don't perform any type of devotional service. They are doing some other things. Means they have not understood the Bhagavad Gita. They have not listened to Bhagavad Gita attentively. They are doing something else. That is not real. That's why Lord Arjuna is saying, my dear Krishna, one infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. What is the memory? Prabhupada is going to explain all this. What memory was gone, now it is regained. Because he has forgetful of Krishna. By forgetful of Krishna, then we become I and mine. This is a I and this is a mine. This is because this is a defect. When forgetful of Krishna is there, then only I and mine, not you. So that is ahankara, that is illusion. So then he acts differently because he is not acting as per his constitution. He is acting differently. That is called Maya, that is called illusion, that is called ahankara. So regaining means we come in our original constitutional position. Original constitutional position is of the living entity is the Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. So one can ask, why Krishna Nityadas? Why not Shiva Das? Why not Hanuman Das? Why not Devi Das? Why not? Anyone can ask. We can become servant of anyone, that is different thing. We accepted anyone. We are servant of our family, we are servant of the nation, we are servant of our senses. So once you forget Krishna, then you have to become servant. But you have to become servant of so many things. You become servant of the dog, you servant of your pet, so many servants. You have to become servant. No one can be master. Everyone has to serve someone. But not Krishna. That is Maya. So Jivara Swarupa hoy Krishna Nityadas. No one has claimed that all living entity is my part and parcel. Who has mentioned? Anywhere you have listened? Anyone claims that all the living entity is my part and parcel, and all living entity father, seed giver father is me. Anyone can claim? No. Lord Krishna clearly saying and in soul. All living entity is a part and parcel of mine. I am the seed giving father of all species of life. All species of life. Not only human being. Who has claimed this? Krishna. Anand claims his soul. That is called is theory and practical both. Lord Krishna has soul. His universal form is soul. Everything is resting on me. Lord Shiva is there in me. Brahma is there. Vishnu is there. All living entities there. All demigods. Everyone is resting on me, within me. Lord Krishna has soul. That is practical. People want to see, how it is going on, everything. So not so this is the way. You see? Now say pray to Bhagavad Gita Jnanam Teyam Savidyam. Bhagavad Gita is not only Jnana, only the same. Only say I am God, this is God, that God. But what is the proof? There is any proof is there? Any evidence is there? Because I am saying. Then you will be cheated by the people. But Scripture is the evidence. All the higher authority, all the great personalities, they have accepted. They have accepted Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why जीवन स्वरूप होय कृष्ण नित्य, जीव का स्वरूप क्या है? कृष्ण का दास है. तो सारे जीव कृष्ण के दास हैं. तो यहाँ पहुंच जाना कि हम कृष्ण के दास हैं, यही जीव का ओरिजिनल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. जब तक यहाँ नहीं पहुंचा है, तब तक उसको भटकना. वो भटकेगा, जन्म जन्मांतर कहीं न कहीं भटकेगा, किसी न किसी सेवा करेगा, लेकिन पूरा सेटिस्फैक्शन उसको मिलेगा नहीं. Full satisfaction will only be derived when we surrender to Krishna. That's why there is a Brihad Bhagavatamritam written by the Sanatana Goswami. Then in that book there is a story about the Gopal. The story how the one cowherd boy, how he is wandering and traveling around the universes and different planets and going everywhere, but wherever he was going, he was not satisfied. Even he was gone even in Vaikuntha. Even in Vaikuntha he became very much happy after going in the Vaikuntha. But he still had to come. After some time he find out himself, oh, something I'm missing. Because he released the association of the Lord Sri Krishna. Once he got that association, but after by some arrangement, he just got disassociated by the Lord Krishna and his devotee. So he started traveling, gone. He does all the austerity and penances and going from one planet to another planet, and last when he gone in Vaikuntha. After reaching the Vaikuntha, he was not fully satisfied. Because after some time he started to feel, oh, I'm missing something. What I have gone there, what I have releases, that I'm still that what I'm not getting. So the same thing with all the jiva. It is going to happen the same thing with us. We are doing so many things, but we are not interested. After some time, in 1 hour, I bought this house, nice, comfortable. I got this nice car. I got this nice comfort. After getting there, after some time, what happens? Oh, we run for something else. Because this is something missing. We run for something. But after getting there, then again we run for something. So you can go and ask most richest person in the world. You ask, are you missing something? Ask, then they will tell their real story. If you are a real friend of him and ask, you become close to him, then ask, are you happy? Then he will tell, no, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. So no one can satisfy without being devotee of Lord Sri Krishna, because that is our constitution. That's why here Arjuna is saying, I have regained my memory. I regain my memory by your mercy. By your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and prepared to act according to your instructions. So after reading Gita, after knowing everything, if we are not ready to follow the instructions of Lord Shri Krishna and his pure devotee, then what is use? It's your surrender. So that is our, whatever we listen, whatever we understand, we start to implement. That is the result of reading and listening. So Iskcon Prabhupada giving this part, this very long commentary. The constitutional position of a living entity represented by Arjuna is that he has to act according to the order of the Supreme Lord. He is meant for self-discipline. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the actual position of the living entity is that of eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. Forgetting this principle, the living entity becomes conditioned by material nature, but in serving the Supreme Lord, he becomes the liberated servant of God. The living entity's constitutional position is to be a servitor. He has to serve either the illusory Maya or the Supreme Lord. He has to serve Maya or the Lord. If he serves the Supreme Lord, he is in his normal condition. But if he prefers to serve the illusory external energy, then certainly he will be in bondage. So normal condition, when he starts to serve the Lord, he is in the normal condition. When he is not serving, which is abnormal, he is getting the bondage. He will be not satisfied. He will start his suffering. His suffering immediately starts when he starts to serve Maya, not Krishna. In illusion, the living entity is serving in this material world. He is bound by his lust and desires, and he thinks of himself as the master of the world. This is called illusion. When a person is liberated, his illusion is over, and he voluntarily surrenders unto the Supreme to act according to his desires. The last illusion, the last snare of Maya to trap the living entity is the proposition that he is God. This is the biggest Maya. There are so many God is now. He is acting Lord Krishna, is a Lord Krishna and Lord Rama and so many things. And the people are after them. He is in totally Maya and he is serving the Maya, illusion, total illusion. So last snare of the Maya to make the person God. Now I am God. Now and take the service from the innocent people. That is the biggest Maya. As such a person, totally he will go in hellish planet forever. May he is doing very, looks like very doing nice activity, nice, but he taking the puja from the innocent people and himself posing as a god, imposing himself. So imitation, he is doing imitation. So he is going to be punished by the laws of the nature and they will remain forever in this material world. This is the punishment by the laws of the nature. So that is the last layer of the Maya to become God. The living entity thinks that he is no longer a conditioned soul but God. He is so unintelligent that he does not think that if he were God, then how could he be in doubt? That he does not actually to become free from the illusory energy. Moha is very important in this verse. Moha refers to that which is opposed to knowledge. Actually, real knowledge is the understanding that every living being is eternally a servitor of the Lord, but instead of thinking oneself in that position, the living entity thinks that he is not a servant, that he is the master of the material world. For he wants to lord it over the material nature. That is his illusion. This illusion can be overcome by the mercy of the Lord or by the mercy of pure devotee. When that illusion is over, one agrees to act in Krishna consciousness. Moha, that is big moha. Moha means here Srila Prabhupada explaining a opposite from real knowledge. The real knowledge is to become servant of God. We are servant of God, but the opposite is to be trying to act as master. Master and God. I want to become God. I'm God. So he is trying to control the material nature. That is big illusion. So everyone is this material world is covered with this illusion. Is infected with this illusion. Someone is less, someone is more. So slowly by performing this devotional service, by listening from the God, as Bhagavad Gita and from the Bhagavata and from the pure devotee, slowly this illusion will go away. Once this illusion will go away, then we start acting in our real constitution. So this is the illusion, big illusion. So when that illusion is over, one agrees to act in Krishna consciousness. So how we surrender, how we start offering all our activities to the Krishna, when this all illusion will go. Then we can go. So this illusion will go by slowly by listening every day. Then this illusion will go. Krishna consciousness is acting according to Krishna's order. A conditioned soul, illusioned by the external energy of matter, does not know that the Supreme Lord is the Master, who is full of knowledge and who is the proprietor of everything. Whatever he desires, he can bestow upon his devotees. He is the friend of everyone and he is especially inclined to his devotee. He is the controller of this material nature and of all living entities. He is also the controller of inexhaustible time. Even this time, people try to control the time. See, people now working 18 hours, 24 hours. They want to work day and night to control everything, to get so much money, so much facility. So means they are trying to control the time. By this time, overnight they want to become millionaire and trillionaire. Why? They want to control the time. But time controlling, because time no one can control. Time no one can control. Time is representative of Krishna. Kalo Asmi. Lord saying, I am the time. That's why people they think, if I give my time in devotional service, chanting 2 hours, reading Gita and Bhagavatam, going to a temple, then how I am going to maintain myself? If I give the time, but time is, who is the master of time? The time is controlled by who? Lord. Even Lord, if you give your 8 hours, 6 hours to the Lord, Lord is time, even 1 hour. Within 1 hour, 2 hours, which was you were working 12 hours to not get even within 1 hour. By doing that, he can give you the result of doing 12 hours. And he is doing. Many devotees, they have the realization. The devotees, they are working for Krishna. And people, they are working 12 hours, 15 hours, 18 hours outside. They are not enough to sort out their problem. Whole life. And devotee problem is sorted out without any effort. Any effort is chanting and doing, but something happens, everything is happening. Even devotee he not understands how the things is done. He not understand how this miracles happens. But that miracle is because he is giving his time to the Lord. The miracle is there with him. All the miracles is is a kinkara of the devotees. They become servant of the devotees. When you start doing devotional service, all the miracles are servant of devotees. We cannot understand how things will done. So we can see the many devotees, they are not very highly qualified, they are not very rich from background, they are not so many problems, or they are not very attractive personalities, but they get everything. Even Sutta Goswami in the Srimad Bhagavatam is saying, I was not from very high background, I am not qualified to be here before all the rishis and munis and Kasi Ajar. 100,000 people were before the. Say, I am not qualified, but Krishna has made me qualified. Krishna has become merciful on me. That's why it's possible. Otherwise, not possible. That's why Arjuna said, by your mercy, all everything possible. So that's why we have to have faith in Krishna. If I give my time to Krishna, Krishna will protect me. That time, whatever you are giving outside, that time you give to Krishna. So whatever you are doing, 10 times more Krishna will give the result by doing all those things. What time you give to the Krishna. So that is the realization of so many devotees. You can ask any devotees, they will give this realization. This realization. That's why God is saying, even controller of the time is, who is Krishna is there. So that's why he is saying, whatever he desires, he can bestow upon his devotee. He is the friend of everyone, and he is especially inclined to his devotee. He is the controller of this material nature and of all ability. He is also the controller of the inexhaustible time, and he is full of all opulences and all potencies. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can even give himself to the devotee. One who does not know him is under the spell of illusion. He does not become a devotee, but a servitor of Maya. Arjuna, however, after hearing Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, become free from all illusion. He could understand that Krishna was not only his friend, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he understood Krishna factually. So, to study Bhagavad Gita is to understand Krishna factually. When a person is in full knowledge, he naturally surrendered to Krishna. When Arjuna understood that it was Krishna's plan to reduce the unnecessary increase of population, he agreed to fight according to Krishna's desire. He again took up his weapon, his arrows and bow to fight under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So before he also wanted to fight, but he wanted to fight for some rights. This is a right. I have to fight. But he got in illusion. By seeing those, so many people, they say, oh, this is my duty, of my family, my nation, my this and that. But after some time, he finds himself morose. He tired, he becomes tired. Because those things cannot give him the real happiness. He becomes tired. No one can be succeeded in this world. He can think, but sometimes that can satisfy him, but not all the time. But Arjuna, after understanding this, he fights with full his power, and he defeated, he killed so many, 640 million people were defeated by the Arjuna and his group. Because his fighting is not for some material vision. He fights only for Krishna order. Krishna is saying he has planned to reduce this population, unnecessary population, so I become just instrument. Nimitta matram bhavacha sachi. I am going to be just instrument, because Krishna is saying, not to get any material gain, but after that he will get. Lord will say, if you are doing this, you will even get the material things also. That is the byproduct. When you are doing something, also you are going to get it. But that was not goal of Arjuna. Arjuna's goal was only to fight because Krishna wanted. That's all. So that's why after getting all these opulence, the kingdom, after getting the kingdom, they renounce with entire kingdom. They cannot enjoy it. So what is use of enjoying this? Krishna is not there now. Krishna is gone, he is Loka, so let me go also to associate with the Krishna, to serve him. So then they become renounced. So means they were totally dedicated to Krishna. So same thing, if we do, then we become totally satisfied, not after getting some material thing, material profit. Because material things after getting, after some time, we become exhausted by those things. But we become totally satisfied when we get the center of lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.